All right, now game 3 is at our hands. We have the Bunnies versus the Lions. Reigning MSI champions, or the team that got sent off to the MSI, versus the currently leading Bunnies with a mask on. And I'm looking forward to this match because throughout the last couple of weeks, we've seen Misfits perform astonishingly well. They know how to play their team comps, they know how to execute well, and we see a big combination of Hirit playing with Razork to a very well coordinated team and play really well together. And also, I'd like to keep my eyes on Hirit because Hirit is, for me, the player to look out for in this series. And we'll also see how Mad Lions develop into the meta because in the team compositions we've seen throughout the last couple of weeks, we've seen Kaisers, we've seen Volibears, we've seen all those sorts of champions, Camille even, if they will adapt to the current quote-unquote meta that is in our hands. And we see, as mentioned, Bunnies versus Lions. Play us off. We will go into the picks and bans. What is to await? Probably Akali bans, probably Nocturne bans, probably Thresh bans, if everything keeps up as it was before in the other couple of games. Never mind, I'm proven wrong. We're starting off with another ban that is currently very popular. We ban the Lucian. Carrying on, meta bans. Anything from the meta right now? Mad Lions? Anything? Anything? I'm kind of interested to see if any of the teams this week is going to opt into playing like a Aphelios, if they are going to play a Xayah maybe, that's back on the table. We'll see about that soon after the ban phase. Here's the Akali ban, here's the Nocturne ban. Obviously, as expected, might be followed up by a Gwen or a Viego ban. Speaking of it, here's the Gwen ban and the Thresh ban. As per usual, probably nobody likes to play against Thresh, even though Thresh has not been hit with a single change in the current patch notes. Now, we're waiting for the last pick. What is going to be the priority for Misfits Gaming? We've seen all sorts of weird things from Misfits so far. Zauban to round out this. Razork on Lee Sin, pretty familiar. Also seen Hirit on a Renekton, so might be a thing to watch out for if they wanted to pick another composition that involves Renekton. Evelyn is on the cards as shown off on the screen here. We'll see turn out. And the Viego hover. Viego open. It might be an option for either Armin Human or Yoya to pick it. So a triple flex, even a quad flex if you really wanted to pair Viego with a Senna in the bot lane if we really wanted to. Completely butchering the lore, but it's fine. Rammus hover by Yoya. I pray for the day when Rammus gets picked in competitive. Am I gonna see it today? Disappointed! Okay, never mind. It's the Kalista pick. We see another troll Rammus ban as expressed by this beautiful face of the Mr. Razork. Kinda imitating the Yoya hair, kinda sprinkling some salt into the draft already, and also showing off Varus as a solid option into the Kalista. I wonder what the next matching supports will be, if there will be Brahms. There will be probably a Braum and Nautilus or something, and we see a LeBlanc by Vithio. Very interesting to see the LeBlanc picked, because I don't think we've seen LeBlanc last week either. I don't think we've seen her the entire split yet, but I might be wrong on this one, since I haven't kept track of everything. What will be the answer to this LeBlanc? It will be a Silas. Interesting. So now we have some very strong 1v1 melee combatants on the side of the Lions. As per usual, the Mad Lions like to fight brawly, they like to fight messy, they like to fight bloody. They want it all over them, like barbaric tribes and whatnot. And Braum ban followed up by the Taric ban. So now we're just targeting the supports out of the league, kind of. So whatever you're gonna ban, right? They're probably won't gonna ban a Soraka or a Karma because they might be on the cards though to be picked even, but most likely not gonna be banned because they haven't been picked. The Mad Lions picking the set, never mind, banning the set, taking the set in, that's what I meant to say, and target ban onto Ayoya with the Volibear kind of dipping into the jungle pool of the Spanish player. Is he Spanish actually? I think he's Spanish. Never mind. Kazi, you are... I wonder what you are this game. I wonder what's it gonna be for Kazi. Well, it's gonna be the Kalista anyway, because I already see it on my screen, and I'm just a little bit of a dumbnut, and I can't see pictures right. It's gonna be the Leona pick. Leona, decent pick at the moment. Very initiating support, as you can see, backed up by the draft of Mad Lions. They really want to get in your face. They really want to smack you fist to fist, or fist to face rather. And we see a Camille pick here, quite interesting. And what's it gonna be on the support department? I will believe we see a Nautilus to go into the Leona, because as mentioned or in week 2, you can kind of, oh, never mind, we see a Galio here. Okay, I am okay. I'm surprised. Okay, this is unexpected to see a Galio in the support role here. Kinda. Yeah, well, what else to say? I hope Vander can show his prowess on this champion as well. And we see a Wukong into the Camille pick. And we will run off to the game sooner or later. See Viego put into the jungle role. And it's going to be quite interesting because we see the current leaders of the board, the Misfits, versus the Lions. We've been waiting for this match for quite some time, and it's finally happening. Will the Misfits take down the MSI champions? Well, the Spring Split champions, I should say. Will they knock their teeth in? Or will it be a decisive strike from the side of the Hungry Lions, who have been struggling through some phases? If you've watched the recent Euphoria or Euphoria podcast, know how Ayoya feels at the moment. The Lions are going through a bit of a struggle. They're kind of taking a beating from playing so much League, preparing and scrimming and all that stuff. So we will see how this game turns out as we see the players reintroduced. Comet, Humanoid, Kazi, Kaiser, and we are heading off to the Rift to battle it out for the bunnies versus wild, angry kittens. Off we go. It's live and kicking, and we see nothing too shabby going on at the moment. To be expected. Just some checking out if there is some vision going on. Just some poking and prodding into the enemy territory. Maybe some vision here, maybe some vision clearing there. Getting some slight advantages or information on where the enemy jungler is in the early stages of the game is actually quite important to survive in this game. Who would have thought? But here we also see the winning records of the Misfits. They're 6-1. The Lions at the moment 4-3. And we will see how the standings look after this game. And Matt, Kaiser, and Kazi actually setting up for quite a bit of a lane cheese here. So they really want to be annoying and get into the face of the Misfits early in this game. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what's gonna happen. Anticipation is rising. Ooh, here comes the hook onto Kobe. But the taunt onto Kazi, and ta-da! No one's dead. Who would have thought? No one died. Kobe taking the shorter end of the stick here, so did Kazi, but overall the trade kind of even. Here fighting off Ahmed here. Here it already stacking a little bit of the wave here. So here it's going to inevitably push out unless Ahmed clears the wave really efficiently. Vithio taking a bit of the push here, taken into Humanoid's tower. Ayoya on the top side, firing down towards the blue side. So every jungler will path to its opposite camps and come out on top on this lane. Here it stack 2 waves together, might get the crash on the third one. Most likely will get the crash on the third one. Hasn't too much siesta, so he will maybe go back, get some small little item, a slight edge, or maybe he stays. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he'll contest the Scuttle Crab, which is kind of important and is spawning in about 25 minutes from now. And Lee Sin is in the topside jungle, which is good. And also Vithio helping out in their priority department to get topside crab. And Humanoid taking a huge chunk here. Vithio also with the ignite. This will not result in a kill onto Humanoid, but it will result in a crash and also help out his jungler Razork to get the topside crab, which will probably not even be contested because Ayoya is towards the bot side anyway, but it gives Vithio a recall. The teleport is used by Humanoid, and this is actually kind of big because Humanoid has no way to match any TP now from... well, match TP is kind of irrelevant or a stupid statement now because Vithio doesn't have TP, but Humanoid cannot help out on a TP play if you wanted to. So now here back on the top side, had to burn the TP. Might allow the wave to come in and crash. Sure, what's this top matchup gonna resort all about? But we have the call for the Camille, which allows to scale a little bit better, gives you 200 extra gold once you're done with all the farm. Bot side kind of even, nothing too much going on there. Slight farming edge for Hobby. The freeze kind of set up for the Mad Lions. And as we see here, it is using this wave very efficiently. So Ahmed has to TP and has to use the crash here. He needs to crash this wave. If he doesn't crash the wave, he loses a ton of XP, and this is the moment that Herod uses to trade off of him, and this wave is still going to come in. So now it's going to crash on the tower, but not really because the wave is already back under the tower. Or back to just block the wave from coming in. And this is good for Herod because he just gets so much and Ahmed is overexposed. So if Razork ever decides to come up and try to go for a gank, Ahmed will be in a hell of a lot of trouble. Goya now towards the top side is not being spotted. That is kind of interesting. So Ayoya has not been seen. The ward has probably been... What? Excuse me, what? How is he not spotted there? That's kind of weird. Okay, never mind. It's yeah, okay, I guess that's the thing. Riot! Back to the game we go. We have no significant gold advantages yet. Nothing too much has happened. It's just been casual games. We are approaching the 5-minute 30 mark as of now. There might be some interest in taking the Cloud Drake early, and we see the RNG gods have listened. It is a Cloud Drake first, so it will be a dragon of value in the rest of the game. Good scrying orb by Ahmed to break, so you know where Razork is. Jungle department pretty even. Ayoya now on his Krugs. Probably not gonna get ganks off anytime soon, but might look for the dragon because he has to push on the bot side. And here's the skirmish. While talking about it, Kobe taking quite a huge chunk, has to cleanse, has to run away, and will Kaiser get the kill off of that? No, and Karzi will not either. So Kobe, yeah, not really too good. Ayoya trying to look and cancel the recall, but here is Vanda now alone under his tower, and this might result in a tower dive, which spells disaster. Well, in the end, it's quote-unquote just Vanda, and Kobe didn't die, but Vanda is one dead rock statue here. And in the top side, on the other hand, 3 people diving onto Ahmed, and Ahmed is just dead. And this is what the Misfits have done for quite some games now, really playing around the top side, playing around here, playing with Vithio around this top side and trying to get some plays happening, while their bot side is kind of on this island and tries to just farm up and farm up and farm up and just have some use in the later stages of the game, which rewards Hirit now with 2 plates. He has almost done with halfway of his cull. But it's kind of bad for Copy now, the lane state, because the wave crashed under tower, and now this wave is running away from him. So that's not too optimal, because it allows Carzzy to catch the entirety of the wave, and Vetheo is just back. And here comes a dive onto Humanoid, and Humanoid is just dead. Humanoid just gets blown to pieces. The Lee Sin and Galio coming in for the roam, setting up for a gank here. As we see the quick little recap, as Vanda dies. Very, very good patience here, not overstepping too early. Vanda is just here, taking a taunt onto the Leona, but Leona is one tank lady, right? She carries a shield for a reason, as Amit is getting dived in top lane, so every play kind of got matched. Here we see play unfolding. Dragon just taken, so how we got up to this dragon is kind of unknown, but the bot side was pushed in, the mid side was pushed in. This allows Razork to take the dragon for free almost. So we have a full jungle up for Razork, and mostly also for Yoya, so they will stay inside their designated areas for a little bit, as Kazi and Kai'Sa are looking for some place to mid side probably. So take an eye out of this, but they're taking an eye out on that play. But Vetheo has the vision. The eyes on the minimap, people. They're important. And that's what saves Vetheo his life. Unless they really want to tower dive him, which, who knows? I mean, it's Mad, or it's Mad Lions, and they're called for Mad for a reason. But we see the Herald taken. We're already on the Herald, as per usual. So Yoya picking that one up. The bottom lane now using their priority and their push towards the invasion of the bot side jungle, quote unquote, splitting the map in half, which will leave Hirit kind of on an island with Amit and Yoya on it. But Vetheo is on the prowl already. He's looking for this Yoya here. But he's spotted out by this ward, so Yoya is running up. Did Hirit catch a glimpse of that, or was it called out? So Hirit is moving down to try and cover for this LeBlanc as well. But Razork on the mid lane run, will he catch off Humanoid here? So far, not. He will just go for his crab. For the green scuttle crab. Yeah, not too much going on at this point in time, right? It's just managing wave states. It's just pushing back and forth, using your advantage to secure your objectives, which no objectives are up. 2 minutes 30, or 2 minutes 40 actually, we will have the Infernal Dragon. So it will be either the Ocean or the Mountain Soul. Vetheo here looking to get pounced on by one hungry lion boy called Yoya, but he doesn't commit to the play because LeBlanc is very mobile. Yoya on the run into enemy territory though, which could end in disaster, but no one's moving. He is covered by Kaiser and also Kazi pushed under tower, so Kobe cannot really leave. Vetheo canceling the recall from Humanoid as the Herald is placed on the bot side, will only get this one charge off, sharing Yoya and Kazi some money. And here comes a teleport from Humanoid or Ahmed. We will see who is it gonna be. It is Humanoid, and here comes the play setup. But the ultimate of Kobe in the end, saving almost everyone. But Vanda is alone, and Razork yeeting himself into combat. Here comes Yoya and picks off the Lee Sin, and Vetheo on the side flank takes out Humanoid. But will this 2v1 be met? No. Okay. Oh. Yikes, man. This was oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Oh dearie me. The bunnies messed up. The lions pounce on their prey and execute them with finesse. Kobe is using his ultimate pretty well. Humanoid going in for the dive here, but Razork is in front of him, just tanking him off. But then Vanda gets picked off, and here comes a reset. And here comes Viego with the Galio abilities flashing in, taunting everyone. Then comes the next reset onto the Lee Sin. Not picking him up though. Then comes the pickoff onto Kobe. Then he picks up the Lee Sin. Right? No? No, he doesn't. Okay, never mind. And here it just Here it just goes. He just goes in. And Vithio is just out of position then. Didn't really run away. Wasn't really sure where to go by the looks of it. And boom. Slam and dunk by the ruined king. They're now getting a decent crash under the tower. Pick up some plates here and there. At least some nicking damage on the tower. The tower's on and up for very much longer, or the plates, that is. As Razork is covering the top side, they might look for another play onto this poor monkey that is cowering under his top side, but one angry man with white hair and a crown is around on the Krugs. They really want Ahmed here, but Ahmed has his ultimate ready. He knocks everyone up, and will there be a reset? Will there be a reset? No, Ahmed just flat out dies, and Razork lives. A humanoid coming in to pick off Hirit here. Will it be a 1-for-1 trade? It most likely is gonna be, but Vithio and Vander are looking out for their scissor leg lady. Humanoid dies now. That okay, so action ensues. The Lions actually messing up quite a bit there, and the Misfits are able to capitalize off of that, taking a huge chunk of the towers, HP, securing themselves plate money, which is always good. Just to dive onto Ahmed, well executed. Ahmed just flat out dies, and Razork just backs off, having almost no HP. But Vanda and Vithio just cover all of the movement that Hirit does, and Humanoid is just out of position at some point, and that's just disaster, doom, death, and destruction for the side of Mad Lions. Alas, they get rewarded with the Infernal Dragon. Now Vithio has moved away from mid lane, covering the side lanes. Humanoid pushing this wave in, trying to get it under the tower so the XP gets lost. And now Cobby and Vander, sorry, took me some time there, are in the mid lane department. I don't really know how Misfits is going to play out the comp. I'm not really sure how well they will execute in terms of team fighting, because I feel like, well, obviously they want to set up for. Do they want to set up for the Herald right now? I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. They really want to set up for Ahmed again, and this is what we were talking about earlier. They really want this top side to come through, get online, and Vanda's here too now. Kaiser is covering, so is Humanoid is solo, but Humanoid has no TP, so this is a 4v4 anyway. Ahmed is just getting clubbed to death. That's what I wanted to say. And that's another kill for the side of the Misfits. They're really establishing their footing here on the top side of the map, taking objectives. But on the other hand, Humanoid is just pushing wave after wave after wave down this bot lane to try and get some damage on this tower going. But nothing. Oh, Kaiser and Kazi going for the kill onto Hirit. Hirit's staying a little bit too long here. The ultimate of Kazi shooting Kaiser into Kamel's face, just saying, and just gets smashed to pieces. Absolutely smashed. Follow-up CC from Iona. Which the top tower was taken for the side of Misfits, but here comes the instant trade back with the with the next tower for the side of Mad Lions, which is gives them one turn advantage. No mid tower has been taken yet. Objectives are not up for the next 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Oh, there's maybe not too much going on. The Herald is in the cards, obviously, as always. Always in the cards. Mad Lions take it to use it for even more pressure. As we see on the pings, really want to raise this mid tower, and there's 5 people in mid. Really want this crash of the Herald. They really want to enforce the pressure. They want their lead to even continue even further. And Misfits not really here to answer any of it. Vithio out of position on the bot side turret, so it's going to be a 5v4 for a couple of seconds here. The Herald will crash inevitably here with a decent flank though. Here comes the flank onto Ahmed. Ahmed is kind of solo here, but Hirit is in a little bit too early, and this is death for Hirit. Overeager Kaiser in the meanwhile tanking all of Razork's damage, jumping in onto Razork as well. It has to flash away again. Now comes the Viego. Here comes the Ruin King. Will it be any damage? Here comes Karzi taking out the statue, and the Gargoyle is dead. Coming on the reset. Will there be a kill onto the Vitheo, who is out of position with LeBlanc? Here comes the ultimate of Elyoya. The Heartbreaker is through, but Vitheo, the LeBlanc, mobile and nimble-feeted. The lady runs away to safety. Yuki Goldie now for the Mad Lions. Which here it was a little bit too early on. So I think if he just waits a little bit longer to allow Vitheo to come in just a tad bit, and maybe not jump onto the Wukong, even though Wukong is actually weak at the moment, or kind of weak because he has been taken out three times out of the game already. So let's look at this again. Yoya, Kaiser, and Kazi are on the side here. So if he hits Kazi here, which unfortunately he hits the Wukong and ults the Wukong, this is just all of the initiate of the Mad Lions goes into Herod, and Herod is just dead. It's just death. And Kaiser, going it a little bit too deep, has to flash to safety. And Vanda bites the dust. Ruin King with his passive and the Heartbreaker is just too much for the Gargoyle to handle. Vanda is just dead at this point. The call has been done for Camille. Might be sold anytime soon. Taking a look at items, because items are pretty important in this one. We see healing on the side of, and we see, okay, Kaiser, okay, you are a gorgeous man. We see the Anathema's chains, and we see a fight. Kazi is in, and here's Vanda. Vanda completely picked out of position, and here comes the ultimate of Kazi. Will Kazi hit anyone? Yes, Leona hits Kobe. Kobe out of position, and the follow-up CC is just too much. And Razork is also in, and death for everyone. Served on a platter is also the dragon, the Ocean Drake. Absolutely destroyed in this fight are the bunnies. The lions pounce and take him out of their existence. Very, very well played. The Misfits trying to set up for a kind of vision play here and try to take out the Mad Lions, but the Mad Lions just respond so well, and Kaiser is just in. Kaiser is just in there and CC's Kobe into absolute death. Resork has to jump in, kind of. I don't know why he jumps in at the last second, where he could have just ran off to safety and be fine, and everybody just gets blown up. And I think they cannot find their footing in this one. It's kind of hard to do actually as well, because if there ever come resets for a Yoya, the Ruin King will just strike and has damage output and resets and resets and resets, and all the teamfights gets even more chaotic. It's just a mess. And this is what Mad Lions thrive in, this absolute mess, this chaos. Oh, Razork. Oh boy, Razork. 2 ultimates, or 1 ultimate burned by Leona, but he jumps to Vanda. Vanda just hanging around there. Waiting up at the lands. The Lions, the Mad Lads, they try to push into deeper territory. They really want this purple worm, because it's, tasty meat. Tasty meat. And it really looks delicious, if you ask me. From the standpoint of a lion, obviously. Here comes the damage through. They are pushing the damage. And will there be a match? There is a teleport for Camille at hand. Will this be disaster for the Lions, or will it be a decent fight? We have Anathema's Chains of Kaiser ready, and boop. Razork dead. And here it. Most likely. Oh, here's entrance. This is a decent fight. This is some damage, but they're just running away, and Vanda is just dead. Vitheo trying to execute Kaiser, but he just jumps back. Nothing to be done really. Heartbreaker into the Baron Pit to deal even more damage. And yeah, it's just at this point in time, there's really no much you can do. But let's talk about itemization real quick. There's by the way, a Guardian Angel onto Callisto already, who is 906. And 3 healing items on the side of Mad Lions, and we have no anti-healing on the side of Misfits. Absolutely none. No Bramble Vest. We have no Thorn Mails. We have no whatever the orbs are called. We have no Morellos, if you want to call that. We have no Chem Tank Chemtech Chainsword or something. It's kind of rough. So the Lions are just healing and healing and healing and healing whatever they do. And as mentioned, Kaiser, Seamless Chains. I don't really know where he has his chain, who he has his chains onto. I cannot really tell unless they hover onto a player who has the chain debuff on. But this is a very good item. What it does is it just reduces the damage as the Lions try to push with this Baron buff. And here want to go, I can't talk. Oh, hey, you're in the thick of it. Ooh, nice kick from Mazurk, but he just jumps out with the Heartbreaker. And here comes the engagement. Here is the Hero's Entrance. And Humanoid is back in the, I can't even talk. What's happening? Vithio, don't die. Oh boy, this is way too close for comfort, but here it died anyways. I'm sorry. I'm blabbering to my heart's content. I can't even say what's happening. I'm so sorry. I'm absolutely lost. The Mad Lions are just pushing with the Baron buff here. They're trying to take 2 inhibs. 17 and 6. They're 9k gold ahead. This is insanity, man. Almost 10k. This is brutal. Misfits is getting put on the chopping block. Unless Misfits find the miracle engage here and get like a Baron push off of it or an Elder Dragon or whatever, it's just gonna be endless misery for them. Or like some anti-healing, because there's 2 Divine Sunderos. There's 2 Divine Sunderos and there's a Shield Bow or Callista. There's no way. And Silas W. How is there no anti-healing? I don't understand it. I mean, obviously you're behind and you try to finish decent items, but I don't know what to prioritize at this point in time. It just looks so awful. Here's the engagement. Here it's just in the thick of it between those two walls covering the Nexus entrance. And he just, dies and covers his friends pretty much so no one else dies. Has the Divine Sundra himself. There's a Gore Drinker on the Lee Sin. It's kind of rough. And same point to make as in the last game of Rogue. I'm not really sure it matters, but LeBlanc with Everfrost, with 4 melee champions, kinda, or quote-unquote 5 melee champions, I think would be a solid choice. I think that would have been a solid choice. Baron buff has expired, Medline's still looking for the top tier turret. Reswork faking up the jump, faking out the engage here. The Mad Lions absolutely up for the siege. The Ocean Drake is at the cards, but it cannot be taken. They really want to raise this tower, and this is where Mad Lions have been caught off guard so many times. But Resark just gets absolutely slaughtered, and okay, Armad's just a blender, and so is Kazi. Kazi is just in there. Kazi just smacking people, ripping spears from their lifeless body. And here's a little shutdown for Herod, but here, here it lives, interestingly enough, but it's not gonna matter because Herod is not able to hold this push as the Mad Lions go for the victory, and the roar is heard. Here comes the push. They really want to hear it though, but the minions, bonk, bonk, bonk. Nexus is dead, and Spring Split champions rise to the occasion, stomping the Misfits down into the dust in the Rift. This is gonna be GG, which is stellar performance. Stellar performance. Misfits has some decent plays coming up, which look very good. As mentioned, the topside plays were really into Misfits' favor. They really tried to get that snowballing, but for some reason it just didn't matter in the end because Mad Lions just got ahead and then they just stomped them into the ground just comp-wise. This is what Mad Lions usually does. They pick a comp where they can jump into you and just absolutely slaughter you. Unless you have some decent answers, then yeah. I mean, at this point in time, it's just Money Lead and they come in and just they just smack you. And very medi, casters are done. So am I. We're up to game 4.